Welcome back to Guru Beauty. I am Jodie and today I am really excited to share with you my picks from Urban Decay's cosmetic line. For those of you in Australia, fantastic news. Most of you would have heard now that Urban Decay is being released onto the Australian market by Mecca Maxima on Friday the 27th of March. Urban Decay has been around for over a decade, many years. It certainly was out when I was living in the United States and shopping at Sephora all the time, and I remember the very early days and some of the first products that I picked up from Urban Decay. They have of course come along quite a way to have some real cult products. So what I wanted to show you today, certainly it has been requested quite a few times already, is just to share with you some of my favorites and some of my thoughts on Urban Decay's products. I'm going to start with complexion. A couple of favorite products of mine from Urban Decay would include their Naked Skin Foundation. It was actually one of the first very light, very watery, liquidy foundations to come out on the market. Of course, a slew of these types of foundations have come out ever since. They describe this one as Weightless ultra definition liquid makeup. They also say that it's peptide infused, it's light diffusing, and it's paraben free. Comes in a 30ml plastic bottle with a really handy pump, and it's one of those products that you really do need to shake very well before applying. I am wearing that on my face today, and I've got to say, whilst it is very lightweight, this product does give you coverage that you can build up very comfortably with a very low risk of it caking. This product does not contain SPF, so I certainly would wear that underneath if I was wearing this throughout the day, but it photographs beautifully. It's very nice and smoothing. I really do enjoy this foundation. I have not done a review of it on my channel, but I have had this for quite some time and I really enjoy it when I do wear it. I, at my NC25 shade now in MAC makeup, am very well matched to the shade 4.0. It's quite a warm toned, lovely, natural tone. I love that shade and I love the foundation. Definitely recommend it. Another face product that I would also recommend you check out from Urban Decay is their concealer. This is called the 24/7 Concealer Pencil, and they have quite a few different shades available. I've got the shade DEA. I have also in the past had the shade FBI. Both shades work very nicely under my eyes and also as a spot concealer. It's a very nice, very creamy crown. One thing I do have to say is that you do need to sharpen this pencil. That is a pain in the butt, but it is a very nice creamy concealer that still gives you a lot of nice coverage. So I do love this one for under the eyes. I also love it for touch up. A really nice concealer both for under the eye and spots. Definitely check that out and you'll be impressed with the shade range as well. Now there are a few different powders that Urban Decay makes that I have not tried, both in the loose and pressed form, and they would definitely be ones that I would be checking out as soon as it hits Mecca Maxima, but I certainly can't comment on them now. Please do comment down below if you have a favorite powder from Urban Decay and why you love it. I would love to hear that from you. I'm going to move now onto the eyes/complexion. This is really what started it all in my mind with Urban Decay. It's their eyeshadow primer potion. This famous little genie shaped bottle, I think really gave that brand a big old run up to the huge giant that they are now. The Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion was one of the first that came to the broad consumer market that we started seeing a lot in YouTube tutorials and that kind of thing. This is a nice one. It is very popular. It goes on pretty clear. It doesn't give you any coverage over your lid if you do have discoloration on your lid. It will, however, certainly help to reduce the chance of your eyeshadow creasing. It certainly will help your eyeshadow stay on longer throughout the day, and it is definitely a decent product. I'm not going to say it's my favorite eyeshadow primer. I do probably prefer the Too Faced Shadow Insurance and also the NARS eyeshadow primer. If you've never tried an eyeshadow primer, definitely worth checking out. A lot of people do love this one for oily lids. This, I kind of feel like it started it all, so the Urban Decay primer potion. Urban Decay has also come along to release other primer potions alongside the original. One in the shade Greed, that's a little sort of gold tinged one that's going to be lovely and going to give you a different effect underneath other powders. You can also wear them on their own. And then this one also is in the shade Sin, a more sort of champagne-y, shimmery type shade on your lid. And then the most recent addition is their anti-aging eyeshadow primer potion. This is definitely a decent one for those of you who are more interested in anti-aging. It is a long-lasting eyeshadow base, and just just helps to make the creases in your eye look a little bit less creasy, which of course is very, very nice. So I do recommend their eyeshadow primers. If you are curious, I would recommend that you do check them out. Now I want to move on to their eyeliners, because I do think that this is a real strength of Urban Decay's. When I first started watching YouTube videos, when I started making YouTube videos, this was a pencil that definitely caught my eye. A lot of YouTubers were using these pencils back in the day. This is another cult product from Urban Decay, the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. Now, a makeup guru that I have a lot of respect and time for, in that she's very well researched, her product knowledge is second to none, is Temptalia. And I think in multiple years, Temptalia has named the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil from Urban Decay her very, very favorite pencil eyeliner. I think that these liners are pretty average. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but I do feel like I have tried other eyeliner pencils that actually last a little bit longer, even some that are slightly less expensive than the Urban Decay. But what they are very good at is staying creamy. They last a very long time in terms of shelf life, so you can apply these very nicely, very easily to the waterline, the tight line area. They do stay a decent amount of time. I would still always set a 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil with powder, and really what makes them fantastic is the shade range. Urban Decay has many, 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 many shades available. These are just some of my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils. Multiple blues, multiple greens, multiple purples, even multiple browns and blacks. If you are after black, I would thoroughly, thoroughly recommend the Perversion rather than the Zero. The blackest black eye pencil that Urban Decay offers is the one in Perversion. And then as far as the browns go, I would say that my very favorite is Bourbon. Bourbon is a shimmery type brown, a little bit cooler toned than Max Teddy, but a beautiful brown nonetheless. I still wear this in my waterline despite the slight shimmer and really, really enjoy it. They do also have dual ended pencils with, I think, a black and a brown on each end. They are perfect to just have in your makeup bag, in your handbag every day for touch-ups. I love that it's dual ended. You don't have to put two pencils in your bag, so definitely check out Urban Decay's dual ended 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils as well. They're great value. Sticking with eyeliners, this is one of my favorite liquid eyeliners of all time, the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Now, they are among some of my very favorite liquid liners that I have ever tried. If my eyes get watery enough, this will disappear. So I don't want to over-promise on this product, but it has a very good longevity throughout the day if it's treated right. I love the application of these two. These make it really, really easy. If liquid liner is your thing, they have a really nice long sort of handle that gives you a lot of opportunity to grip, and then a very, very fine brush tip. I really like brush tips for getting right in there, and this is just a lovely one. If you do want a brush tip eyeliner that's very, very black, I really like this one from Urban Decay. And again, with their eyeliner range, they have many colors available. This is one of their strengths. I have this one in Smog. I also have a shimmery light one in, I think it's called Bobby Dazzle. Very, very nice eyeliners. Finally, I feel like I'm really stating the obvious, but Urban Decay is just so well known and so well regarded, so highly regarded for their palettes. First of which, you just certainly can't talk about Urban Decay's makeup range without talking about their Naked palette. Of course, the Naked palette was the first and the original to come out. Gosh, it has inspired hundreds and hundreds of imitators and just a whole range of neutral eyeshadow palettes to come out from many brands. It's a beautiful, beautiful range of neutral eyeshadows. I thoroughly recommend it. This is just a fantastic range of shimmers, mattes, dark, lighter shades. You've got a couple of options here with highlighters. Gosh, has this palette been overcooked or what? But I do thoroughly recommend it. If you don't have it and it's relatively affordable at Mecca Maxima, if you can afford it, I would definitely get myself a Naked palette. And then of course they have released a second and a third version of the Naked palette. Slightly different packaging. Most of you would have seen the Naked 2. Depending on who you ask, I actually think this is a slightly cooler toned palette, I would say. Some more sort of rose goldy and very light sort of mauvey shades. I think of this as a cooler toned palette. Very, very nice. Again, a range of shimmers and mattes. Comes with a dual ended brush, and then the Naked 3, of course, for all of those warmer toned rose gold loving Folks, the Naked 3 is a favorite of many if they had to choose from all 3 palettes. Definitely go have a little play, check out your favorite Naked palette and let me know down below which one you end up picking up. I would love to hear from you. Now there are a couple of other palettes that I would thoroughly recommend you stop and check out. This is probably my newest product from Urban Decay. This is the Naked on the Run palette. Now, without knowing exactly what the range is going to look like here at Mecca Maxima, the Naked on the Run palette is a really nice one because it contains not only a nice range of 5 shadows here, but also a highlight, a blush, and this will do the job of contouring. It is relatively matte, and these also can be used as eyeshadows. So I kind of think of all of these as possible eyeshadow shades. So really you've got 8 different shades. This will be my eye highlight, my inner corner and brow bone highlight, as well as my face highlight. You've also got a 24/7 glide on eye pencil in the shade Stag. You've got a mascara, the Perversion mascara, which I think is a really, really nice one. This is their newest mascara. I thoroughly recommend it, not only in the palette but also on its own. And then it also comes with a gloss. This is one of the few palettes that I own that contains almost everything you need for the face. You obviously don't have a foundation, a concealer, a face powder or a brow product, but my goodness, what it does contain is pretty impressive. So a great one for traveling, a really nice big mirror. So if you were sharing a hotel room or had bad lighting in a hotel bathroom, you've got a really nice big mirror to take with you by the window. Thoroughly recommend the Naked on the Run palette if it is available at a, you know, reasonable price for the Australian market. And then the very last product that I have to mention to you, and this might even be my very, very favorite Urban Decay product of all time, believe it or not, it's the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. I don't know, I didn't really have huge expectations for this palette when I bought it, but as it turns out, it's just so versatile. It can be used every single day with any other palette. So many palettes let you down in the way of either giving you highlight options, maybe their light shade is only shimmery and just not all that versatile, or they may not have a matte sort of blending medium brownie shade, a transition shade, or they may not have a nice enough dark shade for setting liner or defining the outer V or lining your eyes just with a powder shadow. This one has it all. I love, love, love this palette, not only for wearing on its own, just a perfect one to have right by you every day, as I said, to accompany any other eyeshadow palette that you may choose to use. If you have any other eyeshadow palette that's missing something, you're gonna find it here. This is a brilliant palette. I also use this in my brows today. A perfect one for traveling, just a perfect everyday palette. I just can't say enough about it. This is a palette probably that I would replace time after time after time, and I can't say that about too many other eyeshadow palettes. I've talked a lot. I'm exhausted. I'm sweaty. It's very hot. It's almost 40 degrees today, but they are my picks from Urban Decay. I hope that you enjoyed. There are many products that I have not tried from Urban Decay. I really haven't tried much in the way of their blushes, their powders, also their lip products. I really don't know a lot of those lip products. I do like the gloss that's contained in the Naked on the Run palette, but please do comment down below and let us know what your favorite picks are from Urban Decay. I think there are many here watching who would benefit from hearing that. I would love to hear what you enjoy and why. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a gorgeous day, and don't forget, you are beautiful. Don't just look it, make sure you be it. I will see you again really, really soon. Bye.